Hey guys, welcome to our new whiskey podcast, Por Favor. I'm James,
I'm Nick.
and sometimes he's Nick or Nico.
Nico.
I'm not quite sure.
It varies and there's no.
After like 6 years, I found out you were Nico, not Nick.
There's also Nicola.
Nico. Okay, yeah. Okay, so welcome guys. This is a podcast designed for everyone. Doesn't matter if you're completely new and you need something accessible, or if you're a veteran who likes his or her tasting notes.
We don't know everything. We're going to try and share with you what we've discovered over the years. We both really enjoy whiskey. We like researching it. We like drinking it, of course.
Yeah.
And we've learned a few things over the years and we want to share that with you.
Yeah, we're going to try. And yeah, definitely it may not be gospel truth, but you can let us know. And we'll happily take that on board. So the first episode, the single malt, possibly the most famous whiskey.
I'd say so.
May offend some of our American listeners. Apologies. But yeah, probably.
Was that your first whiskey that you ever had?
The first one was kind of in my parents' cabinet that I was like 6 years old, drunk it. Tasted like fire.
Yeah, I think I did the same thing when I was 12. I was in 6.
But I mean, I can't remember what it was.
Mine was a Chivas Regal.
Chivas Regal.
Yeah, Chivas Regal.
Not bad.
But not a single malt, as we'll come to find out.
So I had a question when I was thinking about this episode. What is a malt?
Good question, James.
Because apparently there's one of them. It's a single.
There's only one. You gotta look for it, and if you're lucky and you find it and you nurture it, take care of it.
So apparently, let's talk about the ingredients to whiskey. So what goes into a whiskey?
So water, for sure.
So that depends also on where you get the water from. Like if you source it locally and there's some rocks and cliffs and streams and whatever, it's going to taste different to water from a different region.
Yeah. How the minerality of the water, how hard it is, or how soft it is going to matter. But water is an essential. I think there's 3 ingredients, right?
Yeah.
Water.
So what's the next one?
Barley
grain. That's the kind of stuff you see in the fields and it looks like...
It's a cereal.
Yeah. So let me get this right. You get barley grain, and you add this water to it, and then you dry it in some way, I think. That's right?
Yeah. I think it's called... There's a term for that. Do you know?
Mashed.
The mash is when you let it soak in with water.
Yeah.
But the drying process.
Yeah.
It's called kilning.
Kilning. Okay, good.
I think.
And what that does is all the starches that are there turn into sugars.
Yeah, I think you've skipped a few steps.
I skipped. Damn it.
No, but I mean, because we were talking about malt.
Yeah.
We went from barley to malt. I think we didn't explain how do we get from barley to malt. Is malt the third ingredient that we add to water and barley?
No, malted just means water added to barley grain, and then it is dried. And from that process of adding water and drying changes the starches that are there into sugars.
Yes, but I think the malting process is not just you add water because you want to initiate process of germination.
Yes.
So you will think it's spring or whenever these things germinate naturally, and you trick it into starting this process, and then you abruptly stop that process with the drying part.
And then the third ingredient?
The third ingredient is yeast.
Yeast. And that is what creates the magic. That turns it into alcohol.
Yes. The yeast is going to eat the sugar and turn it into alcohol.
And this, essentially, if I'm not mistaken, is beer.
This is how you make beer. Yeah.
It's so convenient.
The fermentation. So the process of the yeast acting on the sugar that comes from the malted barley is the fermentation. Right?
Yeah.
The fermentation process is the yeast doing its thing.
Okay.
And if you stop it there, you have beer.
So I have a question. If you're making beer when you're in the process of making whiskey, how aren't there more distilleries that also offer beer?
Many, actually.
There are?
There are?
Are there?
Well, I don't know. There must be, but I don't know of anyone. But I haven't been to many distilleries, to be fair. But I haven't read or heard of anybody that said that they went to distillery and had beer.
Maybe
because they use all of the liquid
Yeah.
coming out of fermentation and they distill the whole thing. So they have nothing left to.
But they have the process and everything going and then the hardware. So you'd think they may like try to make two products.
but they can sell a beer for, I don't know.
But maybe like Newcastle Brown Ale is actually Macallan in disguise.
It could be. We need to investigate that. Would be the topic of another.
I haven't tried Newcastle in a long time. So, okay, so that's whiskey. So what's a single malt? What's that mean?
Single malt means it comes from a single distillery. You do not get some spirits, or you make spirit coming from different distilleries and then create your whiskey out of that. Like, it has to come from only one distillery.
But this is what's weird, because it's weird that you have to say it's a single malt is from one distillery, because if you buy a t-shirt from Nike, for example, you expect it to be from Nike. You don't expect it to be half Nike, half Adidas, and a little bit of Reebok or whatever. So it's really weird that they have to kind of express single malt is whiskey that is actually made in the distillery that you're buying the whiskey from.
Do you have the answer? So I have an idea what might be behind that and why it's important and why it matters if it's single malt versus not. But do you have more than an idea? Do you know actually why?
No,
because I'm going to go inspect it.
I don't.
So, because it's something that I really, it really matters to me, and I think it's linked to the terroir, which is a French word, terroir. So it identifies the soil and the region and the climate in which the barley was produced.
Okay.
And so if you borrow or you mix different, if you mix the result of the malted barley from different distilleries, then you no longer have or will have a final product that represents a single region or even a single parcel of land that produced malt. And I think that's why, being a single malt coming from a single distillery, with the cask that they have decided to purchase and the casks that they have taken care of and made to suit the style of whiskey that they want to make, this all blends is a part.
So it creates an identity of that.
Exactly.
Not just of that brand, the distillery, but that locale also.
That's my take on why
makes sense.
Versus a non-single malt. But what would not be a non-single malt, for example? What would we call that?
That would be a blend, maybe, where people get distilled whiskies from different distilleries and make trial and error depending on if they're targeting a specific flavor or tasting notes. They may trial and error different making a little cocktail, or they may just do some R&D and try many things and see which one they like. But you can actually get some nice smooth blends. I think it does lack that.
I think the element of to help answer the question from just earlier, I think the blenders, they will choose single malts from different distilleries to make their blend, and they will choose the spirits from those distilleries according to what they want to produce as a blend. So if they want something, they want some smoothness, they want something very raw, they want something very spicy and peppery, they will pick and choose stuff from different distilleries, because going back to the identity that we talked about before, each distillery has its own identity.
That's right.
And so the blenders, they blend all of this to create a whole new product out of this.
Okay, so coming back to single malt, what's the difference between single malt and single cask or barrel, depending on people's...
So a single malt, a distillery X makes a single malt. They have several casks in which they have let their new make mature.
Okay.
Right? And they typically decide to make their single malt. They will take the contents and mix it from different casks, even though it's the same, originally it's the same ingredients that went into those casks. Each cask will eventually produce something slightly different.
Yeah, because the age of the wood or what happened in that wood before, if it was ex bourbon or ex whatever. I mean, it's all going to be.
Don't say too much, because I think we will touch on this.
But yeah, you're right. Every barrel or every cask is going to have a slightly different wood.
Exactly. And so a single cask ensures that the single malt that you're going to be tasting or drinking comes from only one cask, and there's no.
I understood it that I can't remember which whiskey it was, but I do remember on one bottle, it said something like single malt from cask 22 and 34. It actually identified which casks we used, which is I saw it on a shelf.
But it specified different numbers?
I mean, it was high on the shelf in a pay bracket that a price bracket that I couldn't afford, but I do remember seeing it. But the reason generally they mix the casks that then the contents of that mix will go into a bottle, I think is on a large scale to create a consistent flavor from that distillery. So distillery X, bottle 1 and bottle 3 only taste the same because they were mixed all together from these different casks. But a single cask whiskey is really just the contents of cask 22. Or 22 and 34, as you saw. But yeah. So I hope you're following us because we may have gone around the houses a little bit. But yeah, so single malt means all the ingredients from one distillery, the contents of many casks mixed together to create that consistent profile. It's not mixed with whiskies from other distilleries, and it is mixed with different casks. Did we answer the question of what is a malt? I think we did. Okay. So every episode, at the end of it, kind of near, toward the end, we're going to have a little taste. Oh, yeah. A taste of something. So what have you got lined up? I've got, look at this. This is a single malt from Scotland. Right? It's the 9th distillery on the island of Islay. And it's peated. We can get into what peated means. No, yeah, that's true. Peated goes in there as well. I do like peated. It mentions on the box that it has influence from 2 different types of casks. So it's being matured in bourbon casks a little bit and in sherry casks a lot. It's really cool, the graphic, actually. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. It actually shows like I hope I'm in front of it. Yeah, it kind of shows how much influence in a graphic, which is really cool. This is supposed to be, so there's different kinds of smoke flavors coming from the peating process. That's right. And I think this one is kind of a warm smoke, bonfire smoke. Different from a medicinal one, different from a fruity one. Mm-hmm. Talk about maybe. So let's see what it's. The bottle is really cool as well. Yes. And this is the Sanag. Sanag? Okay. And just to close it, I think this is non-chilled, no extra color, and it's bottled at 46%, which is healthy. It does. So you get the peat right away on the nose. Ah, good. That's where it should be. What do you expect of it? Beyond that, I don't know what else I can say because I smell mostly the smoke flavor, the warm smoke that we talked about. It's not too, the alcohol is not overpowering. It's kind of smooth, actually. You still get the smoke. There's some, maybe some fruitiness, maybe something like oranges and cinnamon, perhaps. If you were to pour some cinnamon on top of a slice of orange and dump that in water, you get next to a bonfire. Yeah, next to a bonfire. This is what I'm drinking now. Nice. Is it nice though? Are you enjoying it? Yeah, I'm enjoying it very much. Yeah, it's my first take home election. I've tasted many whiskeys from Islay. Well, I said many. I can only have tasted 8 or 9. I think there's 10 in total, but we're not sure we've been talking about that. Yeah, they're all numbered on Islay. They're kind of. This is the 9th distillery, and I believe there's 10 currently in production, maybe more. There's some sweetness as well. Some sweet barley. Very pleasant. Very pleasant. Thank you for making me discover this. What you had? I've gone away from Scotland. Sorry. Penderyn, which is a distillery in Wales. This is the first release of a peated whiskey single malt in Wales in over 100 years. So it's called Serpent's Tears. It's the reason for the name is actually there are 3 distilleries with Penderyn. There's the first one, which is in Brecon Beacon. It's in the mountains, kind of mid to South Wales. The second one is in Llandudno. I won't ask you to say that word. In the north. And the third is in Swansea, in the south. This is the first one released that is distilled in Llandudno. And in Llandudno, it's like a big beach, famously. And there's a landscape, the Great Orme, which is kind of shaped like a serpent. And so the first whiskey distilled and released from there is called Serpent's Tears. The branding is cool. Is it peated? Is that peated? It is. It's the first peated single malt in 100 years from Wales. Penderyn did release a peated finish before, But that was just finished in casks that held peated whiskey.
Okay.
So again, beautiful branding. I love the color scheme, the artwork. Let's try it. I believe it's non-chill filtered, natural color.
It's a different.
I mean, the color,
pale.
yeah, it's definitely pale, isn't it? And I've poured myself a healthy dram there, which
I like that
right.
color actually. When it's pale, I like that color.
Okay, smoke. This is actually limited also in its ppms and its smokiness. Definitely fruity. I would say it actually says on the box, smoky fruit. I was going to say fruity smoke.
So this is not just marketing. You actually do taste the smoky, the fruity smoke. Or smoky fruit. Which way it is smoky fruit, not fruity smoke.
I would say fruity smoke. Yeah. You definitely get that smoke, but it's not overpowering. It's not like a deep smoke from Islay. It's kind of there lingering in the background. It hits late. It's really smooth. Really accessible. I think if you're new to peated whiskey, it might be a good introduction before you go into those deep, complex layers that come in Islay.
Before any of you buy any peated whiskey, wait until we have an episode to tell you what peated means. What is peat? According to us, we might be completely wrong, but we're going to tell you what we think peat is and how to produce peated whiskey.
That's right. But yeah, we went with 2 peated ones today. So we've got kind of warm peat, warm smoke, and fruity smoke.
Excellent.
Not a bad introduction. Okay, I'm checking notes. It's our first episode. I'm checking notes.
But you're gonna edit that. You're gonna cut that out. So
let's see how good my production skill is. So next episode, what are we going to do?
So
episode 2.
I'd like to ask our one viewer or one listener to submit some comments if he has any, or correct us on anything we might have said that was wrong.
Which was probably a lot.
If you have, my friend, any suggestions for the next topic, we're listening.
Yeah, but I think the next topic is actually going to be cask types. So there's a lot of, as we alluded to here, what was it? Ex-bourbon, casks, and ex-sherry. What does that mean? Also the sizes of the casks.
We're going to go into everything, how they produce, where the wood comes from, how they're sourced by the distilleries, why it's done in wood, what's the influence of the wood on the final product.
This is going to be more of a you episode because I think you know a lot more about this. This is going to be more me. The ex-sherry cask tastes a bit sherryish.
Get into that. Don't make me here into the expert that I'm not.
No. But if you do have any comments, put them in whatever platform comments section there is. We appreciate the feedback. It is our first time, so be gentle, although the internet is not really a gentle place. I hope you liked it. Well, I'm not going to edit that. Please like, subscribe, hit a bell, a star, a heart, whatever platform kind of thing you see. That'd be great. And until next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.